as a player, you're fighting to stay in your spot. You're fighting to keep that spot. But I think we've had some really good energy around here. I think this change has been positive. Guys out here competing, a lot of new faces, a lot of competition brought in at every single position. I've said it before, I'll welcome any change that'll help us win. Because we've lost a lot more than I'd like to around here. And I want to see Detroit become a winner. So anybody that can help us win, any coach, any staff member, any front office person, any player, I'm all for it. Yeah, yeah, I feel it in my knees. No, I'm just kidding.
Is it odd at all? I mean, you're 6 guys. Is that odd at all? Or what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's strange. I know we got a young team. We have a really young team. I mean, when I first got here, obviously there were guys, in their 30s, and now we probably only got a couple. I joke that I feel like I'm 32, but I'm not. But yeah, that's just much like the change thing. That's the name of the game. You got to fight to maintain that level of performance and fight to stay on teams. And for whatever reasons they move on from guys or they trade guys or whatever it may be. But I'm happy that I'm a guy that's still here. I want to be here and I want to see this team be a winner. What's that?
I said 32 is not all that old.
I know, boy. I can't imagine. That's in 4 years. 32. Oof. Yeah.
You've been around Dan now for a few months. Why do you think he's the right guy for the job? What have you seen from him and from this regime, I guess, that leads you to believe that whether it's this year or in the near future, it should be?
Yeah, I know it's probably been beaten to death, but the number of coaches on our staff that played, just the insight to be able to relay information to players and talk to them in a language that they can understand because you've been in that position on the field, I think is huge. And then I think we got a really good blend of we're going to be tough, we're going to work hard, but we're going to be smart, and we're going to put ourselves in good positions, physically and mentally to succeed. And then they've just been a fun staff to work with. They listen to what the guys have to say. Doesn't mean they're going to roll with it, but they want to hear what you have to say as a player. So I know there's a lot of guys that want to take ownership in this organization, and they've come in and owned it.
How far does that go towards winning somebody over? Just telling
100%. You're gonna know where you stand. And him being the coach, that's what he should do. He shouldn't be bullshitting anybody or trying to make them feel good, stroking their ego. If you're supposed to be a really good player, you need to play really good for us, and you need to do it every day. If you're a developing player, I need to see you getting better every single day. If you're a fast guy, you need to run fast, stuff like that. And he's not going to sugarcoat it, and he shouldn't, because we're not here to make everybody feel good. We're here to win football games.
Do you feel like it's still unknown based on maybe guys missing time on the practice field, and then a lot of the starters, those second and third preseason games didn't, get out there. So I'm just curious, how much do you feel is still unknown with this group?
It's always hard to tell until you play live games. So even if, we did have some guys out there and not other guys, we just haven't really had everybody out there. So I guess that's just kind of an up in the air question. Check back with me in a couple weeks. They've done a really good job. I think coming in and actually having preseason was good for a lot of guys to be able to see some reps. We had guys that last year didn't have any preseason games. You go out there week one and it's already showtime. You're playing 60 plays. You're going if you're a starter. So I think coming in, getting some time to compete against these guys, compete against other guys on other teams, learn from that, see if you can improve from that. I think it's been really valuable for those guys. So, we have a lot of young guys that are going to contribute, and we got ones that are going to be starters, and we need them to play good. So, we're confident in them and confident that they're going to be put into positions to succeed.
Guys, 2 more.
Another day closer to the great roster. What are the vibes, the energy in the locker room and on the field as you get closer to locking that down?
Yeah, for the guys that have been here the whole time to make it to this point and, to not make the roster, that's a bummer. Because, I think top to bottom, this roster in my time here has done some of the best competing that I've seen. So if they're not on this team, I wish them all the best, moving forward. Because that's tough. That's tough to be here and be working for, through OTAs for months and not make the team. So like I said, I just wish them all the best moving forward because I got a lot of respect for a lot of guys on this roster. And then, Coach said it today, coming out these next, 2 days, you still have a chance if you're on that bubble. You still have a chance to show what you can do out here, Monday, Tuesday, to show what you can do because, a lot of the guys here I know they feel pretty good about. And I know me watching the preseason games, watching a lot of young guys play, I'm like, damn, that guy took advantage of his opportunity. He may not have gotten a lot of snaps until the last preseason game, but I'm like, oh, I noticed that guy. And that's pretty cool to see.
What have you noticed about the game?
Number one, he picked up the playbook really, really fast. And I think, obviously, everybody knows he has all the physical tools in the world. I think for him, it's just getting repetitions, It's probably been beaten to death. He's young and he hasn't played in a while. But I think he's adjusting to that just fine. And I think the more reps he gets, the more he'll settle in and be comfortable. Because he's a big physical athlete. And, sometimes you get a big physical athlete that can't pick up the playbook. But he can do both. He's a smart guy. And he's a big physical athlete. He wants to be good. You can tell he wants to be good. And he's going to be good. He's going to be a really good player for us.
Nothing to do with moving to right tackle. You were pretty adamant about it, more so than most guys.
Yeah.
Just some of the struggles maybe he's had with the adjustment. Does that play into it? I mean, is it as difficult as it looks to make that switch from left to right?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's not something that I've done in the past 8-9 years. But just body mechanics. I have so many imbalances in my body just from being in a left stance for, the last 8-9 years. And your body just gets used to that, different things with your shoulders, different thing with your hips, your back. But the one thing that's at least a positive is, there's general principles that apply to how you should move. But you just may have to, learn them in an opposite manner. And the thing about that is reps, man. There's the Bruce Lee quote, I fear not the man who's practiced 10,000 kicks once, but one kick 10,000 times. He's going to need a lot of reps. And he's getting them. That's why, he got a lot of preseason reps to be able to practice, see different guys, get those repetitions in. And he's the type of athlete that'll be just fine. And luckily he's young and limber. He's not 32 years old like me. So, no, he's going to do good. No. Yeah. He started a lot of games for us, and he played well for us when he was in there. You can just think of last year going into week 1. All of a sudden, V hurts his plantar fascia, and hey, it's Wednesday. You're starting this Sunday. He played really well and competed for us out there. And I know a lot of people in this community really appreciate his like character, the way he would reach out to people, be involved with things. So I know those decisions go into new staff. Those decisions have to be made, and you have to come back here and you have to compete every single year to get your spot. And he's a good player, and I wish him all the best.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bruce Lee. You said what?
There's been so many injuries and people being held out of preseason and entering the new season. Do you have any concerns at all just about your chemistry with the guys, or how have you been able to keep your chemistry, especially with the receivers?
Yeah, not at all. I actually think we've been relatively healthy. I know we've had some little nicks and knacks here that have taken guys out for a week, but overall we've been relatively healthy and feel great. I thought today was a great day, another great step forward, specifically with those guys and getting on the same page. But I feel great, ready to go.
22 reps, I think, in the preseason, but you haven't played in the preseason in a number of years. I think you hadn't played since 2017. So you feel like you're kind of right where you need to be heading into the weekend?
I do. I think, that was the approach taken in LA, and it worked for us. And then here we played in the first game, and I feel like it's worked. We've supplemented it well in practice and gotten the work we need in, and we all trust Dan and think the plan is great, and we're ready to go.
Offenses don't show much in preseason, right? I think everyone knows that. So where are we at in terms of what we've seen, maybe what you guys have sort of that?
Yeah, probably the same as everyone else. We've done some stuff that we'll do in the season, and we've also done some stuff that we won't do, and done a lot of stuff from day one install stuff, and I'm sure that's pretty standard around the league, and that's kind of the same approach we've taken.
You haven't seen yet? I mean, you like where you're at?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I think we're doing a great job. I think we're taking steps in the right direction every day, and as this thing has wound down, we've kind of, or rather, the coaches have kind of, figured out who the roster is going to be and how we're going to move the ball around, and I think we're kind of really settling in this last week.
TJ looks to be a pretty unique weapon. He's getting there to that point with the Kelseys of the world. The ball is kind of that unique matchup kind of guy. Just what you've seen from him the last week, you guys seem to have built a pretty good rapport here.
Yeah.
And what kind of weapon he can be, and how fun it is to have for him.
Yeah, he's a great player, man. He's a great player, and I think he has all the ability in the world to be one of those guys, like you mentioned. And just building that rapport, getting on the same page. You've probably seen us doing some stuff on the side. He's been out for I think he missed a week or two, so just catching up a little bit on those reps and making sure we're feeling good. And the other day we had a pretty good workout on the field, and feel really good with him.
Non-football, you surprised the
Yeah.
boys and girls stuff. Just how was that?
Yeah, man, it was awesome. It was really cool. We did that last week, and it was fun. I didn't really know what to expect when I got there. They got that thing so dialed in there with the cheerleaders and the players, and Sean with the Boys and Girls Club did a great job, and Jen with us here at the Lions setting that up. It was really fun for me. I've always enjoyed kind of trying to get out in the community and make an impact in some way, and not only is I hope to make an impact, but it was fun for me too to be out there with those kids, and then to see them at the game on Friday as well was really cool.
The Bad Boys logo on the t-shirts too, like taking this approach too. I mean, LA is sunny now. It's kind of the Bad Boys approach here in Detroit.
Yeah, we had a little a new drop recently, a rebrand of the brand, and made it a little bit more Detroit centric, like you mentioned. We got a mock Pistons logo, a mock Bad Boys, and so some cool stuff. And everyone go buy it. Every single purchase is matched by myself, and will go to the children and youth initiatives here in Detroit.
It was about building the offense around you, right? Working with Anthony and Dan to build something that was uniquely suited for you and the other guys on this offense. So we're not at the finish line. It's still going to keep growing and evolving, obviously. But at this stage, what do you like about this offense in the way that it's been constructed in that sense?
Yeah, I think we've done a good job of pulling people's strengths and using guys' strengths to put them in spots to be effective. I think that's the number one thing is constantly looking at, okay, who's the guys we want to get the ball to? What do I like? What am I best at? And then how do we implement that into plays? How do we make that come alive on the field? And up to this point, I think they've done a tremendous job with that.
You're gonna surprise some people once you get to the season.
Yeah, I don't really know what surprising would look like, but we feel really good. I've talked about this at length. Internally, our expectations are win games and first of all win the division. That's always the expectation, is win the division and then go from there. Externally, couldn't care less, and honestly don't really know what it would be. So hopefully if there is something to surprise, we will do that. But every day is a new day, and we're just trying to win. I'm sorry?
You don't hear any of the talk? People
where would I hear it?
The offense? Friends, family, maybe you see it online or something?
I mean, I don't read any of your guys' stuff. No, I mean, yeah, I know what they would be. Yeah, of course. It's, a new regime and new staff. They weren't very good last year. I mean, it's a whole new thing, and I understand it. But just like every other team in this league, there's expectations. And I don't know what the stat is, but every year there's new teams in the playoff. Every year there's teams that were in the playoff last year that aren't. And, why not us? Why can't we be that one that wasn't in last year that is this year? And, again, it starts 1 week at a time. But internally our expectations are as high as anyone else.
Areas, maybe in the early parts of the season, can you see this offense growing as you start getting into the season?
I think just continue to get better every day. There's a million things, whether it's run game, run action, play pass, drop back, everything that we're trying to work on every single day is work in progress and trying to improve. And I feel like we've come a long way. Like I mentioned in this last week, I feel like we're settling in really well and ready to go for San Francisco.
Putting you in the offense and coming up with different things as far as input on the offense. But, we don't know how this GM, front office does things. Have they had influence you at all as far as, as they're making these roster decisions?
No.
Or got your impact at all?
No. I mean, that's their job to do, and I'm here to play. And Brad's been tremendous with me. I mean, I've known him for a long time, but he's been tremendous with me. When in the off season we'd sign somebody, he'd let me know. But no, we was no ever never looking for insight from me. No, and if they do, I'd be willing to give it to him. But no.
Real quick word on Khalif Raymond. I think he's a guy that a lot of people have been impressed with inside the organization, us too. But maybe didn't know a lot about him before. Now, why has he been? Why is he taking so much?
It's always surprising guys like him who have kind of bounced around the league for a few years, and seems like he's found a place to stick. It seems like, and I've loved him. He's been tremendous. Works hard every day. Does his job. Works hard. Shows up. Is consistent. We can rely on him. We can trust him, and that's kind of the bottom line for a quarterback. If you can trust a guy, if you know where he's going to be, put him on the field, and we feel pretty good about it. But yeah, it's really cool to see. He's been cut, I'm sure, a few times, and now he's kind of making a name for himself, and it's exciting. Very excited. I think it's loud, and I know it was preseason and it wasn't even full, but it was loud, man. It was really fun, and I've played here twice in the past, and being on the home side of it now will be fun for me, and to feel that place rocking, and it's coming up here in 2 weeks. It's gonna be exciting.
All right, thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you.
How you doing, boss?
Hey, just want to ask you about some of the young guys, Liam and Levi. You've been around for a long time, seen a lot of young guys. Just curious what you think of them, how they've developed, and maybe just what that means to the depth that you guys have along the defense.
Those two guys are coming along. Aleem, he was a guy who right off the bat, was working with the ones, so that gives you a lot to tell you about his talent and where he is. And same thing for Eli. Or I should call him Eli, but Levi. Levi, he's coming along as well. He's getting over, some minor little things, but I mean, for the most part, a guy who's coming along really well, taking the coaching and rolling with it. So that's all you can expect, and from young guys is as long as they're coachable, and they listen and they take the coaching, it's a good thing. Yeah, because it makes me comfortable to feel like, hey, man, once you lead a game, you have somebody behind you that'll pick up the slack for you, and it won't have any let-offs or anything like that. So having the depth we have and having the players with the talent they have is a good thing for us. I mean, not yet, but that's what these weeks are for. These practices are for me to, kind of get back in the groove, get my technique a lot better, and be ready for game one.
Someone that hasn't missed many games throughout your 8-9 years, I mean, do you have a better idea of where you need to be at to be ready in that week one?
Yeah, because, for me, a lot of people are telling me, you're 10 years, you're good. For me, it's all about, man, getting out there, going through those reps, even though, you mess up or you have a good rep. Going over those things and actually filling those things out has always been a big deal for me. So, I didn't want to miss training camp, but, it was unfortunate. But, for me, taking these practices, putting everything into them, as far as teaching and learning, my technique and stuff like that, and just be ready for game one.
New roster, new teammates. I mean, how important was the familiarity with the scheme and kind of letting you more comfortable get to where you need to be physically?
That helped a lot. That helped a lot, understanding that, I've kind of been in this defense last year. It's not a lot of the same concepts, so I know what I have to do technique-wise. It's just about going through them and just filling them out. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. For sure.
Can you take much out of it? I mean, a lot of people made a lot of different things about the preseason. Can you take much out of that, though? I mean, with so many guys not playing, what have you learned? What did you learn about this team just from the preseason?
Learning our situations, what to do in different situations, what to do in a 2-minute, what to do in a 4-minute, going through, game reps, you gotta go through that stuff. You gotta see it, and I like where we're at. We can always improve, but I like where we're at right now. That's why we got a couple more weeks, couple more practices to go to get those things better. But as far as where we are right now, I think going over a lot of situations in practice and stuff is really helping us out.
You guys already start looking at tape of the steps for 49ers and game plan?
Oh yeah, for me, yeah, I was looking at him last week just because I knew I wasn't playing. So whereas there was no reason for me to look at Indianapolis, so I was already looking at some San Fran tape. A couple of my games last year, playing with the Rams, playing against those guys. So I'm already on top of them. I think that's the biggest thing about being a professional is focusing on what you need to focus on. Man, he's a phenomenal talent. We seen him, switch in and out quarterbacks last game, so we're kind of preparing for everything. We don't know who's going to play Jimmy or Trey, but we're going to prepare for both of them.
Did they lean on you for any help scouting those 49ers, former divisional rival for you?
Here and there, not much. I'm just following the game plan, but understanding that this, San Fran is a tempo team. They're going to get up on the ball, muddle, huddle, little stuff like that. Getting our conditioning right. As you've seen, we're running after practice. I think that's just the little things we can do to get ready and get prepared.
Anybody else? Thanks, Michael.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel good. Very excited to, finally get the season rolling. We got a lot of work done in camp and preseason stuff, so, I'm excited. Yeah.
Last time we talked to you, I think we were talking about the position switch. How much more natural is that
Yeah.
feeling?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. With reps, it got a lot more comfortable. Obviously, that just comes with, playing football, playing games, getting snaps. So, it's becoming more natural. So, you're kind of doing the same thing. You really setting the edge on tackles, tight ends, things like that, getting in the rush. So, it's cool, yeah.
What's the biggest difference between what you were doing last year and what you're at and kind of where you're at now?
From, you saying from last year to now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, with me, you just gotta listen a little bit more, be more attentive. When they motion, when they switching, things like that. So, you just gotta have your antennas up a little bit more than, probably just being in a 4-3. You got one job, and you just do your job. But now, you gotta pay attention because your job may change mid snap. So.
We're talking a lot of defensive backs. You're saying the coaches are being class, be more aggressive. Is that kind of a talk to you guys too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. We rep it a lot out here. They throw a lot of different things at us, but the main coaching and the main thing, they just want us to be comfortable, want us to see, all the different personnel packages, whatever they got, and then just go out there and play fast. So. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely he probably doing a better job than I am, but I think he played a little bit in that scheme, early in his career, but he's doing a good job. Like I said, it's all kind of the same thing, setting the edge, rushing the passer. So yeah.
You guys, we haven't seen him do much last 2 years. Austin Bryant,
Yeah.
what are they offering
Yeah.
to this defense? What are they adding?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. They're definitely coming along. Obviously, they got a very unique skill set. Very explosive, fast twitch guys, speed off the edge. So, they give us a lot of positive. They definitely have the opportunity to make a lot of great plays for us, and Charles Harris as well. So, we I think I feel very good about the depth in our room and the group of guys we got out there. So, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely big for me. Obviously, I'm more of a hands-on guy when it comes to that. I like to be interactive with the kids. I like to see the smiles on their faces. So last year with COVID, I did some things that was over the Zoom, but it wasn't as personal as I would like. So it was good to just see some smiles on the kids' faces. They got tremendous energy. So I fed off it well. Yeah. So, all right. Cool. Yep.